Welcome back, chat gang. As promised, I've got a sort of a tutorial game here I'm going to be playing. Brendan, the Lord of Death, is joining me. Yeah, there he is. So we're actually going to play this is technically a friendly match online. We used each other's Steam IDs to go ahead and play. Like I said, you got a week to sign up. It means you got a week to practice. So you play a game much like this, and we're just going to teach you a couple of the fundamentals. Some of the basics, because, playing the campaign mode is a really good way to get you kind of familiar with the game, but, I mean, you're like 10 games in by the time you're playing full and actual Blood Bowl, because they really ease in each mechanic, and, for some people that works, for some people it might not, so we're going to try to give you a little bit more comprehensive, sort of like, here are your fundamentals, here are your basics. So here we are, our friendly thing. He, just, did the Steam thing, right-clicked my name, sent a game invite. I've got my team here. The Slobberknockers, which you saw me make last video. And he's going to be rocking the examples. So Dark Elf versus High Elf Crime. So I'm playing sort of the punchier team. And he's playing a little bit more of a passing team. Ooh. Bloodwiser, babe. What am I doing here? Having same team value, your team has no petty cash. You can only spend money from your treasury. Well, I don't have any treasury. You can actually get like star players and stuff like this. This will happen during the league as you like level up against each other and stuff. Right, Brendan?
Yep. So like if you end up down a player and there's a disparity in your team values, make sure you click on inducements, and you'll be able to make selections up to the value of the difference. You can also spend your gold if you want. So like if you've done a ton of winning and for whatever reason you didn't buy replacement players or rerolls or something like that, you can spend your gold on this, but it's only active for this game.
Yeah, so if you want to really push in your rivals like shit, you might dump a bunch of like money that is only used in that one game, or if you're making a playoff push, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Or like in the Rant Bowl, name TBD. If you're sitting on just a ton of gold and you really want to be the Rant Bowl TBD name champion, that sounds like a perfect time to me. But in just one of the round robin games, if you can still qualify, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you need to win that game and you're not super sure, spend the money.
Yeah, bribe the ref, which is a really cool holdover from Mutant League football, which I feel a little bit of the... I feel like they took inspiration from Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl goes back to like 1986, and what Mutant League football was like 1993. That game, I mean, you got to keep in mind for the time period... like, Games Workshop was trying to get into the video game market. That's how we got Warcraft to begin with. It was going to be a Warhammer port, and then Blizzard and them had a dispute over IP stuff. So they did the meme, copy my homework, just make it different so we don't get in trouble. Well, they copied the homework and just changed it to not get in trouble with Warhammer. It made Games Workshop hesitant to get into video gaming for like a decade longer. And I almost assure you that the Mutant League games were made... They have a very Warhammer feel to them. Have you ever played them on Sega Genesis?
I made the turns 2 minutes. Oh no.
Oh no. Alright, so we're going to be playing with 4-minute turns. So we're going to have to be making a little bit more snap decisions, but
I mean, I can just concede and like we can reload.
Let's reload, because we're going to be talking through some stuff. I think that'll be... here we have the Slobberknockers. This team presentation. But yeah, Anthony Polcastro, back to the Rant Bowl TBD, or whatever. Anthony Polcastro, I think, is talking about printing off trophies now.
Yeah.
Like, it's a real thing.
I just sent you a re-invite.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry, listeners.
Win by default. Let's watch the replay.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna go crack open a beer.
Let's crack open a bear. Hang on.
Yeah. It's not Sunday, it's not Saturday, so the natter days just feel wrong, but look, it's hot, so
It's very...
just what we got.
It's stifling. Alright, so we got my Stabromancers here. Ready to go. So they're going to choose their team. So, we just had to kind of rebuild the matchup there. It's...
I'm an idiot.
Yeah, it'll be fine. And I see that you went with a Gore as your coach's avatar, so I approve.
Yes.
I approve.
Alright, so you're not going to have to do this because it's set up in the league, but if you're playing a friendly down here in turn duration, make sure you put it at 4 minutes. It's important. If you know, so like once you have that set, then you would go over to inducements, but our teams are equal, so I'm just going to hit quick match.
Did you set it to 4? Because I saw it sitting on 2.
I did set it to 4.
Okay. All right. Inducements are, so that's something you're gonna have to click if we're in the league. You still have to click that.
In the league, you won't.
Okay. Okay. But if you're playing friendlies against a, ooh, look at that.
It's a blizzard.
Nice. So we got weather effects. Nice.
Yeah. So weather effects play a big part in the game, where there's like super hot, so some of your guys might pass out. There's blizzards, which makes going for it more difficult. There's nice days where the ball bounces just a little bit more. So pay attention to the weather in which it is occurring. It can change at kickoff, but it is important to be very mindful of the situation that you're in, because it does make a difference.
How do you? Is there like, so he's a passing team, and I'm a fighty team. I almost always play defense first, but so set your team defense. You can actually, so up here you've got these preset defenses. Up here on the top, you can actually click through those, or you can sort of set your dudes, swap positions and stuff like that. So a general rule of thumb, you kind of want your heavies on the line, and I try to keep my blitzers from being tied down. That's what I do anyway, because I don't want my blitzer locked in combat initially, sometimes off the jump. The only other rule is you can only ever have 2 in these, a maximum of 2 folks in these sort of flanks. If I go to put 3 in here and confirm my setup, it's going to give me a warning. You cannot have more than 2 in the what is it, flat or something like that. 2 players in the right wide zone. So
the other important thing to know is if you have a defense or an offense you really like, you can save that preset so that you don't have to spend the time shuffling it together. So Meph, as you're scrolling through it, you'll see if you scroll far enough to the right, it'll say new defense, and you can set it and then name it and then save it.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, this is weird defense. I'm not gonna dick around too much. I'm just gonna take one of their presets. Sideline sacrifice. I like it. I think they're saying that we sacrifice this. He is a passing team, so it's good to have some deep defense or deep defenders. So now, offense gets to dictate to your deployment essentially. So he's seen where I position my troops, and he's going to go ahead and move the stuff. And if you mouse over things, you can see they have their values here. So I'm moused over his lineman. 6, that's a movement attribute. It literally is just the amount of grid spaces they move. 3 strength, 4 agility. Agility in this build is both passing and catching and picking up the football off the ground. So it does multiple duty. And then AV is your armor value. That's essentially, it's kind of hit points, right? Like you have to like beat people's armor value to like kind of pummel them and stuff.
Exactly.
And it's obviously your strength is the way it determines how many dice you get. You're only ever going to have a max of 3 dice. You have to more than double someone's strength to get the full 3 dice.
Yep, double plus 1.
Yeah. Yeah. So double plus 1. If you are just greater than their strength, I believe you get the 2 dice.
Or no, I think it's just straight double, maybe.
Maybe
maybe it'll come up.
Yeah.
Maybe it will. My catchers are strength 2. Or no, my catchers are strength 3. Yay.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you get bonuses, essentially. So you see how he's sort of stacking his guys side by side here? You want to go through this, actually? Like, go through your logic on why you're deploying the way you are, actually?
Yep. Yeah,
I went nice and spread because I know that he's fast and I'm going to have a lot of field to cover. My basic
plan. So I know I'm playing offense. The thing I want to do is try and get extra strength values against these dice. So these 4 guys he's got on the line.
Right here, in the middle. Yep. Brendan cut out. So I think where he's going is that by having these 2 stacked next to each other, he's going to get a strength bonus against me. So this counts as a +1, so that it's going to go compare their strength values. You've got 3 versus 3. He's going to have that bonus of a +1, so he's going to get 2 dice against me to attack me. Really just try to like lay the beat down on me early, so that he can get past. When you're locked in essentially base-to-base combat with somebody, you sort of threaten all your adjacent squares, right? So this character here is threatening all of these surrounding squares. If somebody tries to move through those squares, they get attacked. It's like an attack of opportunity in Dungeons and Dragons. Now, elves tend to have dodge, so they're usually really evasive when it comes to that. But for a lot of other teams, usually it means if you're trying to dodge out of a square, you're getting knocked down. You're essentially giving them a free hit on you. So he is talking, but not. All right. So he kind of timed out there. I don't know what's going on here. So I'm going to kick off the ball. If you have the kick skill, it'll just kind of default to that player always kicking the ball. They have a little bit better of an advantage of placement. You've got a basic scatter grid here. It's going to roll a D8 when it lands and then a D6 for how far it goes. Changing weather. It became nice. So kickoff conditions can just change, and I scattered sort of way off to that direction. That's actually not bad for me. I want especially a fast passing team further back.
Okay. So when you're doing this, you want to make the decisions from lowest risk to highest risk. So I think I cut out there for a little bit.
You did cut out when you were explaining. Yeah. I think I got what you were getting at, where you're kind of doubling up on bodies just to kind of get your strength advantage. So,
yep.
Yeah.
So you want to start making decisions from lowest risk to highest risk. So for me, the lowest risk is going to be taking my thrower, who's agility 4. So to pick the ball up, it's going to be a 2-up, which he does no problem because he also has a reroll.
All right. So, and just like in Age of Sigmar, you can't reroll a reroll. So I have 2 team rerolls. You can see on the left-hand side. You can see his team rolls on the left-hand side, mine on the right-hand side. We both have 2 team rerolls. You can only use 1 team reroll a turn. So even though I have 2, I can't use them both in this turn. Mm-hmm. The dice are weird. I'm still internalizing them. So he got the sort of push thing. Right? I don't know what they're called. Yep. You know what the technical symbols are called.
That's called push.
That's called push.
Yep. So he has block and I don't have block, so these are both bad choices for me, so I'm going to chuck a reroll at it.
And he's going to take the push. Basically, the skull is you just knock yourself down. The skull with the little explosion is you knock each other down. And if you have block, you block the self knockdown on that value. And I just got knocked down. Yep. But I get up again, because you're never going to keep me down. I take a whiskey drink and a lager drink. I take a cider drink. I like to sing the songs that remind me of the good times, and the songs that remind me of the bad times. I think.
Dead!
Oh, dead!
Oh,
dead!
snap!
And I don't have an apothecary to stop this from happening, so he is just dead. Right out the gates. Just Blood Bowl things,
boy.
everybody.
welcome to Blood Bowl, gentlemen.
Yeah. Snap. That was one of your specials, right? That was
Yeah, that was one of my blitzers who did that. So the blitzer doesn't have anything special to cause that. It's just something that happened.
Yeah. Rip Shave Keel O'Neal. So you can see I've got his blitzer highlighted. There's this little icon here, right here. That is block. That ability, it says this skill prevents you being knocked down on that skull plus explosion result. It's really good. Having block. It opens up like half the dice results to you as opposed to like one of them.
Yep. So here I am at the end of my first turn. I'm physically up a player, which is good, and I have kind of pushed basically Meph's entire team out of contact with my stuff. So he's not going to be able to do too much damage to my players. This isn't always a good idea, especially if you're a brawling team like Dwarves. You always want to be in contact, but this is going to force Meph to use his valuable blitz action somewhere and make exceptionally good value of it.
Right.
Because if he doesn't, I'm going to make him pay here in the second turn.
Right.
So I'm going to end my turn.
Yeah. So he pushed me out of sort of base to base contact, which it's in a sense it's shoving me back. I am moved back. Right. The other thing though is that it does open up my movement some, so I have a little bit more free movement versus retaliation. Now keep in mind he's got that ball. I've got a couple decisions. I could go going aggressive right now is like a terrible idea because I'm freed up on movement, but I can only really set up an attack. We're both elves, so the whole dodging aspect is difficult. Basically, I'm just going to try to get back on the line and keep guys free for when he moves that ball. And so getting up is essentially your move action. As part of that, you can still move within your little zone here.
But you lose 2 on your movement skill for jumping up.
Right. So I Shave Keel O'Neal here is just going to hop back up and then sort of be blocking, 2 squares. I kind of really don't care about the strength disadvantage I've just put myself in.
Hello, folks. It's me, your best friend, Jack King, Frank.
Oh, it's Frank!
Here
Hello,
to remind
Frank.
you that jumping up costs 3 of your movement points, not 2.
Oh, my apologies.
Also, if you hit left control on your keyboard twice, it will show which players have skills above their heads on the field. This is a very useful hotkey to know.
All right, so
Or just memorize the models. Up to you. Your pick.
Yeah. So weird. So one time I get like nameplates. I like this. And 2 I get the little icon. Neat. All right. You can see when I'm selecting things to move, it shows this sort of like initial grid, and then it shows this grid on the outside, where it just shows a die roll. So they can move anywhere within their movement. You roll a die, I believe it's a 2-up.
Yep.
To go for it.
Unless it's a blizzard, and then it's a 3-up.
Yeah.
But it's no longer a blizzard. It's now nice out.
I statistically would love to see the actual grid of number of times I have gone for it and fallen. It is not currently the percentage you think it is. Because, and this is a teaching moment for actual Age of Sigmar, single models, right? When they have, like, attack, it's not amazing. Let me get him over here. It's not amazing because, like, you're rolling 1 die. You have an equal chance to get any single face value on that die. You got to keep in mind. So when you're rolling a single die, you're not usually seeing that, like, 4-up immediately. You're seeing... Hang on, I can't talk. I can't think and talk. I'm trying to say don't be lured by single die rolls. They always lie to you. And just really quick for a teaching moment. So if I try to like move past these guys like this, you're going to see that dodge roll happen.
And you did it.
I had a 50-50 to get past them. And I'm going to activate my blitz and try to do some damage here.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep a blitzer at the center of the field. And fuck this
Let's
guy.
go crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Get
Nice.
knocked down.
Now,
Get
if Meth had not rolled the knockdown thing, the Witch Elf has a skill called Frenzy, where if she pushes you, she gets to attack again.
And we
Very
blitzing, so
great.
I get to use my extra movement. Let's go. All right. So pretty straightforward. You've got Ab Blitz. Use it on a value player, and like I said, I'm keeping this essentially a blitzer back who has the block skill. It just in case I got to chase down like a long pass or something. I locked him up in base to base as best I can. It's elf on elf crime, so there's a lot of dodging is a lot easier than like if you're an orc or a dwarf. But the orcs and the dwarves want to stay locked in anyway. It's the Rorschach meme. You're locked in here with me.
Yeah. So what Meph has done here is he has really teamed up on the guys on my left. So I'm going to try and capitalize his weekend, the weekend on the right. So my right, his left, probably. I can't.
Yeah, it's inverted. Good roll. That was a good roll. I can't believe it.
It was a good roll.
I'm losing to a rug. Faced.
So as you can see here, I'm trying to maximize the number of spaces in which I have two guys involved. There we go. Very nice. Meph has lovingly provided me a crack at his Witch Elf here.
Let's go.
So the Witch Elf has dodge, so this is just going to become a push effectively.
Do not use dodge. Why would I not? Oh,
no, yeah. Sometimes there's value in being knocked down. So if I had made that blitz attack with you against someone who had frenzy, and my blitzer wasn't on the ground there, then doing something like staying knocked down wouldn't have been too bad of a thing.
So worth noting, real quick. I moved myself onto the sideline. If this person was already standing or he had his blitz action still available, moving myself onto the sideline is opening me up to just get crushed. If he's I would put myself on the sideline with people available to still attack me, I'm gonna get pushed into the crowd, which is a bad.
All right.
To a dodge. Yo! See that reroll, Brendan? So he would have had what's called a turnover there if he had tripped. At any time you fail an action, a turnover occurs. This is where the risk management of Blood Bowl really comes in. You're kind of ceding your turn or conceding your turn if you have a turnover. If you get knocked down on an attack roll, if you go to pick up the football and fail, if you go to throw the football and fail, if you go to dodge, if you go for it and fail, all those situations cause turnovers. Ooh, I see you too like to live dangerously. Dude. So I just noticed that that Dark Elves wear cowboy boots. This is amazing. So you can blitz and stand up. That allows you to stand up and attack.
And there are certain skills. The Witch Elf, in particular, has a skill called Jump Up, which allows you to get up without using any of her movement value.
It's very good.
Also lets her attack right after getting back up via the skill. I think it's on an agility roll. Now Mess going to try and pressure the ball as best he can.
I committed a lot to my right-hand side, which is a small problem for me. You think here?
And for you folks watching, if you don't like the camera angle, there's a couple to choose from.
I like the isometric feel. It makes me feel old school. The old
Definitely makes it feel like a video game.
School.
I mean, this is how I stand and look at the table, anyways.
This is how I see the world, personally.
45 degrees.
Yeah, I looking down. So I'm going to try to take out his deep threat. No! Ah! Okay, this is my blitzer, so I
take
have...
the knockdown. Yeah, yep.
I have block. So...
There you go.
Yes!
Oh, nice.
Go to sleep! So he's stunned. You do not have it. So, I'm about to have a turnover here, because this is just a straight-up lineman. Which really sucks for me, because I wanted to move my witch elf out of what this horrible thing that's about to happen to her.
Yep, and that's where I'm going to start.
So...
Oh, no.
So I'm going to basically get 2 cracks at doing some damage here.
No! So then the audience gets involved. Because Blood Bowl fans...
she's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's she's on... You can actually see she is now spending her time over here. She didn't get injured, which was good, because sometimes the crowd can, like, injure you and stuff.
They sure can. Let's see. What do I want to do?
I like that I'm forcing him to think at all. This is good. This bodes well for me. I'm like 10 Blood Bowl games into my Blood Bowl career here.
Blood Bowl, I feel like you're engaged at all points in time in the game. You're always trying to figure out what they're gonna do, what you're gonna do.
Little chess match going on, right? Like,
oh yeah.
I overloaded the right side of my field a little too much, which is a mistake.
The benefit is that you're an elf team, so your movement is very high.
Right. But he's got this lovely little pocket. So this, actually what Brendan's done here, we'll see the result of the attack first, but, yeah, get laughed at, son. He's actually done what's called caging. So he has built a cage. So every diagonal has a, well, you want to explain caging?
Yeah, so what it is you basically, turnover, but we both go down, so suck it, nerds. It's basically you can't get to my ball carrier without having to move through at least one dodge, and that is at a pretty significant penalty. Now, this is a strategy that is very, very extra effective and a skill that you need to master if you are a slow, brawly team.
Dwarves, for instance, like, really utilize it. I don't want to be on the sideline there. So I'll make him run through my threatened square. You want to always be aware of, like, the sort of the adjacent, like, zones you're projecting, because, again, if they go through that... So I know that if he runs through here, he's got a chance of getting hit with a dodge action, so rather than bodying up on the line and potentially risking getting pushed out, I'm just going to hope that I get that, 33.3 repeating % chance to knock him down if he tries to run through it. And depending on where you are in the game, how much control you have, like, this is that playing to your outs thing we often talk about. Like, you're going to take different risks depending on the sort of hands you've been dealt, or what you've been...
Okay.
Wanted a knockdown value there, but...
I know.
It's alright. So, threatening the ball carrier. This guy's gonna get dogpiled on. but it's fine. Speaking of dogpiling, I'll show you guys something else you can do in this game.
Oh, nice. You gonna beat up my catcher?
Yeah.
Nice. I look forward to it.
So I'm gonna foul right now. You get a bonus to your foul. It starts out at a 10, or is it an 8?
Oh man, where's Frank? Because he knows this intimately.
Hi, I'm Frank.
Yeah.
So the way fouling works is you roll to break armor without having to roll any attack dice, and you get a benefit for every player that is adjacent to the down player that is not in an enemy tackle zone.
Oh man.
Sometimes the ref throws you out.
Yeah, if you roll doubles on either the armor break or the injury roll, the ref will kick you from the game unless you have purchased a bribe. And then you can pay him off on a roll of anything but a 1.
Yeah, but I didn't roll those doubles, so I'm good.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah. So I'm threatening the ball carrier, but I left Brendan with a free runner, and I've stunned his catcher. I like that I turned that into something productive. I was expecting to get thrown out for fouling. But
It's a big risk, because then your player's gone for the whole game, so you really have to make it worth it.
Right.
Him not having a catcher is a big deal, because he's got a really good thrower.
Right, and just like talking about like sort of risk mitigation, when it comes to like starting with your lowest risk action, usually I stand up all my players first. It's just the first thing I think to do. The whole like order of operations are all my characters standing back up again.
It's a good habit to get into.
It's just a good habit. Yeah, go ahead.
Nothing can go wrong with you standing up a player.
Except for ogres, but you're not going to turn it over. Ogres.
Yeah, it doesn't cause a turnover. They're just really, really boneheaded.
Yeah, ogres. Basically all of the bigs have a 2-up roll to make anytime they choose to do anything, including standing up.
It's not necessarily a 2-up roll. It depends on
what the action is,
what the negative trait is, and what you're trying to do.
Now that's a real mess. Any general strategies or anything we're missing here?
I mean, this is just kind of how the game plays out. It's like you have a plan, and it doesn't go to plan, so you need a plan B.
True.
Sometimes plan B becomes plan C, and C
So on
becomes
and so
D.
forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because elves are high agility, he doesn't have his like dedicated catcher, but he's done a really good pivot because I just kind of I left this free runner. I'm like deuces, but he still has like a decent chance and a decent chance at catching the football.
Yeah, the difference between the catcher and the lineman for that team, the catcher has a skill that allows him to reroll the catch for free.
And again, your team rerolls. You can't you can't have the like catch ability, like sure hands or whatever it's called, and then also use a team reroll. So you don't get like 2 rerolls. You have you only ever have 1 reroll.
And the catch skill is actually called catch.
So look at this guy go. Look at him go. Look at the hubris.
It's gonna be a difficult pass, but
Well, I got another turn. Everyone chill out. So what I'm trying to set up here is, so what Meph had left over on my left before his right, is now on my right. Perfect. Sounds great. But now I've actually got him kind of pinned in because I'm also up 2 players, one via injury, or one via death, and one via pushing them off the board.
Right.
So that's going to give me some flexibility in terms of my activations and my order of operations. So we're going to end the turn, and we've got 4 more turns to score.
Yeah, so you have 2 sort of halves of 8 turns. You go, I go. We each get to do that 8 times.
and then your turn would end if you do something that causes a turnover.
Yep.
Which happens very frequently.
Right, and so here's my order of operations, of course, again. right, we're going for it.
Oh boy.
Come on, it's just
it's
two
It's
ups.
two ups. What could go wrong? Okay.
Piece of cake.
it's just two ups. Nothing could be easier. So now I'm just gonna try to do a bunch of damage to his team. Honestly, play for the second half here. I'm gonna hope to injure him. So this becomes a line of thought. If you're playing like Chaos and some of those teams, Plan A is just injure people a bunch, and if you score, like let's go.
Yeah, play offense, injure the other team over the course of the first 8 turns, and then let them play offense, hopefully down a few guys. Uh-oh.
Toll shocked.
Okay. Oof. So, Matt, you have a shot at my ball carrier.
I'm aware.
Okay.
Decisions.
Still at my reroll.
Oh.
And you're gonna need it.
Yep.
Woo! No rerolls left for you, Meth.
Yep.
Oh.
Get down. Stay down.
Oh. Getting some
The
armor
advantage
breaks.
The advantage
Good
of
news
having specific skills on players is that even if you're out of rerolls, it allows you to make things a little more safe. For example, the block skill canceling the both down result. You don't need to reroll it because you're safe. I'm gonna
It's
go
just
for the
2
blitz.
1-ups. What could be easier?
2 1-ups.
How's that going to affect his movement?
I have to make a dodge roll.
Alright. Alright, here we go.
Ooh.
Just barely.
You could hear the sweat rolling off of his forehead.
Oh yeah.
Here he comes.
So many dice rolls.
Yes!
So many dice rolls.
No!
Could have been worse.
It could have been worse.
Sometimes it's better to not be greedy about a push.
I'm in your face.
Still got one player open. And it's a blitzer. That's a biggie.
I'm going to seed the middle of the field here. Play deep.
Okay.
Alright, let's see how Brendan recovers. He's got a bit of a mess.
First, we're gonna stand this guy back up.
Order of operations, really just get in the habit of picking your people back up first.
Not always.
Sometimes, right?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because sometimes you want to stand them up after you've set up attacking people so that you can get a strength bonus or something. So there's some...
Conditional, yes.
Like
Brendan just pushed off and got his ball carrier free now. And he's setting up a block.
All right.
See it.
No.
Yeah.
No. See, block is super useful. Now, he did blitz, so he could use additional movement, or if he wants to do a holding move, there's the additional movement.
Yep.
You gonna go for it?
I'm not gonna go for it.
Oh, that's bad news. Catcher's downfield.
Yeah. All right, here it goes.
Oh,
Let's see it.
yeet?
Let's see it.
Oh, long bomb.
Let's go.
Let's see. What are my odds on this?
It's a 5-up, 2-up.
Oh boy.
And you can actually see in the lower right-hand corner here the sort of the sort of dice log of what happened.
Oh, okay, we're gonna try and go 1 square closer.
Ooh.
So now it's a 4-up. 4 up, 2 up.
Yeah,
and I think I re-rolled the throw.
So now it's like an orc
asshole.
attack. 4 up, 2 up.
Yeah.
4 up, 2 up. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Ah.
No, for those folks at home, when we play through the league, players will get experience points, and there are a number of ways you can gain those. One of them is getting a successful completion of a pass. One of them is getting a touchdown. One of them is getting a casualty roll. One of them is getting an interception. Also, at the end of the game, a random player will be selected to win your MVP, and they will gain 5 experience. So that's a big one.
No.
You can see underneath the players' profiles, it'll say 0 out of 6 SPP. Those are the experience points we're talking about here. So once you reach 6, you'll level up and you'll gain a new skill.
Yeah, so right here you see the 0 out of 6 that he was talking about.
Alright, and then we're going to go for some hubris here. I think.
Cool.
Look at you.
Just got to get to the other side of him. There you go. Make life different. Alright, so we'll do a recap here before we end this turn. With 2 of my players down, I knew I needed to make an aggressive move, which I did. He gave up the middle of the field, and so I took my opportunities to put myself in scoring position. I don't think Meph can get the ball carrier this turn, which means that in my turn 6 I will likely be scoring or being a jerk and sitting in a corner.
Yeah. Alright.
And if in the instance that Brendan wants to try and stall out the game and run out the clock before he scores, Mephisto can absolutely put pressure on him to score by punching his other players or kicking them when they're down. A lot of times faster teams are going to want to stall the clock because you can't catch up to them. So it's your job to turn the rest of their team into bloodied meat sponge.
Into pudding. Like that.
Yeah, so now I'm just going for, like, Lex Talionis. Or Lex Talionis here. Damn it.
That poor little catcher.
Catchers have just gotten beat up all game.
I should have piled on him one more time, honestly.
One square short, even if he went for it.
Alright, let's go.
Oh, just getting in base contact, no problem.
Force that,
Dodge, yeah. No rerolls either, so he's got to take it.
What are you talking about? Oh yeah, he's only got catch.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not my Wood Elf team.
No, you're not cheating this game.
Yeah.
So,
Another game, sure.
yeah. Ah, boo. Boo. I want to push him. I want to kill him. No, that's pretty much all I can do is, I wanted to beat up on his passer and damage him for next half, but, he's got a blitz available to run and hit my dude here, to push me away from the dodge opportunity.
Yep. Well, now that we've got everybody standing, that's exactly what we're going.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And he has block, so you can see how super valuable block is. So now he doesn't have to worry about the dodge roll. He can just style on me and score.
Mm-hmm. But
So a lot of the gameplay is just mitigating your risk, and like kind of stacking, which like your risk order essentially, and then from there it's basic it's a lot of table play. It's a lot of zoning. At all times it's a lot more about like zoning and positioning. So your fundamentals in like zoning, positioning, and stuff like that are really worked. A lot more than just like target priority, which is a huge deal in Age of Sigmar, one of your main fundamentals. A lot of table play.
And something you can't really do in AoS is say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna make 3 5-ups and a 6-up, and it works.
All right. Anything we left out? General Tactica or?
I think you both covered it pretty well.
Yeah, I think there's some value in kicking off to you and showing how you approach.
So I only have 2 turns to really respond.
Well, I mean, we can play those 2 turns, and then we can set up for your second half. So yeah, so you have 2 turns to respond. So you're given a choice of doing damage or actually trying to score, which you can do because you've got a lot of speed. So
right. We got my Witch Elf back because at a half or after scoring opportunity, you'll get the ones that are standing in this zone back. Over here is your like injured bench, and you won't get those necessarily back. And
the injury bench is split up between KO'd and actually injured. So if a KO'd player comes back on a dice roll at the turnover, or I'm sorry, at the half or when possession changes. So sometimes you'll have like 5 or 6 players knocked out, and only 2 of them come back. And that's a big deal.
So, for those watching my setup, the way I like to approach defenses is to have kind of like a single high safety. Usually that's the fastest person. At what would be considered the middle linebacker spot, I have my next fastest level. I like to leave my blitzers on the wing, not on the line, so that he doesn't get a free punch at me. And then, linemen or, other generics out wide. So that's going to be my setup.
Are you doing things? Okay. When are you done?
Shortly.
All right. And so, gonna have to make some tough choices here. Does he want to do damage and shore up that down player he's got?
Oh, I always play for damage, dude.
Why'd I interest you in some chaos teams? Mighty good.
So he's gonna kick off. I don't really have a dedicated passer like he does. So I'm just gonna kind of try to get some coverage on my generic lineman back here. And go for broke. I like her. See, he's already done his thing, and I'm going to get to move first. I'm happy with where she is. Psych. Sorry, I went to save my setup rather than confirm it.
Yep, so I'm going to be very conservative with my placement, so I'm going to put it dead center.
So there's a spot where you put it where it won't touch back, right?
There's a chance that it can touch back? Oh no. Throw a rock. Occasionally on the kickoff, someone will throw a rock.
My safety.
Not your safety.
Hmm.
Oh, was it? Oh, wow. Yeah, you
we both lost
both
one.
got a rock.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
His is out and mine's KO'd, so... Good?
Yeah, his got KO'd, yeah.
That is unfortunate for me. Now we are even number of players. So Meph has 3 turns to score, and I'm going to do everything in my power to stop that from happening before halftime.
Oh, shit. I should have ran a way different direction there.
It was a 3-up. You were fine.
Yeah, totally fine.
Misclicks can sometimes turn into, beautiful
being
things.
A baby.
Block showing its strength yet
Go to
again.
sleep.
So when we refer to players as blitzers, those are generally speaking, those are players that have the block skill. They start with the block skill. Any player can get block for the most part through leveling up. just depends on what kind of player they are, on how difficult it is to actually obtain. But it's a good one to have. Dodge is equivalent to block in terms of negating one of the dice results, but it also helps you dodge out of tackle zones.
I believe dodge is harder to get than block.
Yes,
Agility
it
based.
is. It's an agility skill instead of a normal skill. Which is why it's better.
Man, this poor guy's gonna get passed around.
Musical chairs.
No, he's done now. Go sleepy time. Yosh. I actually really like the Blood Elf aesthetic. It's so 80s. You know, it's just, it's perfection.
The skull mask definitely helps out.
Alright. So I don't really want him getting a free run at my backfield.
Nah, free run. You run, free run.
See what the witch does. Ow, perfect.
Good start.
Would have been nice to get the push there first.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. Ah, just a stun. Say that name 5 times fast.
No, thank you.
Alright. No rerolls.
Just
Two
a two
up.
up.
He's got it.
Bingo.
Bingo, bango. 3 for Deli.
And if you're feeling risky, pass it too.
Oh boy.
I wouldn't though.
Yeah. If you're
She's
feeling spicy.
Oh, I always feel spicy, baby. Speaking of...
Yeah, what a perfect plug.
Death nut.
Yeah. By the time folks are seeing this over on YouTube, I will have eaten the death nut, the 13 million Scoville heat unit nut.
I think, Meph, that was an enormous positioning mistake, and I'm going to show you in a second.
Yeah, the blitzer is coming on my ass end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure is.
Yeah. So I left this guy exposed here. I needed him back a little bit. But that's fine. Go for it, buddy. No? Okay. Oh, really? Okay. Let's go.
Just see what my
Come on, no,
options
come at
are.
me. Come at me.
See what my options are.
The more the merrier. Oh, I've got commentary turned off right now. You'd normally hear Bob and Jim talking. I've got them turned off right now, so you can see their text pop up, but you don't hear them. That's just so that they're not talking over me while I'm trying to explain, or any of us while we're trying to explain the game. Look at you. Oh, that's right. He got hit with a rock. Come on, dice. No, dice. It's fine.
I mean, it's just a bunch of, like,
Yeah, it's
two
just
ups.
three two up or 4 2-ups. You got this.
No!
You hate to see it, ladies and gentlemen. You hate to see it. But Meph's boisterous laughter speaks of his relief, knowing that Brendan fucked up.
He didn't, just Blood Bowl things, everybody.
Just Blood Bowl things.
I want him to stay.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
Oh, dang. You want to stand your guy up so I can push him out of bounds? Hmm?
Yeah, yeah, I do. I do. Yeah, I would like that.
Stop being such a jerk.
It's all good, man.
Yeah, trash talk is definitely an element here.
Just a 2-up. What could
Yeah.
go wrong?
Yeah, I don't know.
Could be anything. Could be a boat.
All right, Brendan. Do your worst.
Pass it.
Oh, I'm going to. I just got to set it up.
Yeah, man. Pass always makes me nervous. Those of you planning on playing undead teams, let me tell you, passing's not great.
It's okay to just run the ball, I promise.
Yeah, it is okay to just run the ball. Ghouls are very good at running the ball.
True. Alright, Meph, let's see it. Let's see this brilliant strategery play out. Give him the Zinch just as planned. Yeah.
Do I have block? See, I have to constantly...
You have block. Yeah.
Good
I don't
night.
have dodge either, so. Woo.
Right on the chin.
Woo.
Give him some chin music.
Get upfield.
Alright, get it. Get it! Get it!
Alright. Pass it.
Short pass! No!
Oh!
Mistakes were made.
Embarrassing.
Alright. Well, I can't win now. Oh, no.
That is not true, my
no,
friend.
No, I can score. Let's go. Come on. Come at me.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
You'd have to make
All right.
you'd have to make 2 go for it's with your blitzer that's upfield there.
Let's
But
go.
you can score. Can be done.
Let's go. Let's go.
Here comes the skull.
Here comes the pain.
Oh.
Yeah, do it.
Is he gonna 10 million IQ? No. So if you push a player onto the ball then scatters.
Well, no, he could pick it up.
No, that's what I'm saying. So the ball can scatter in any one of the what do you call it? Any
There
one
you
of
go.
the,
Yeah. Let's go. Blood
directions.
bull. Blood bull. Blood bull.
Blood bull. All right.
All right. Yo. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh no.
Oh, like the hubris.
Oh, no.
The hubris.
Will he go for one more? Will he go for one more?
Also, I can't throw it with the blitz action, so that was my mistake.
You cannot.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got 2 things to play for here. Trying to make the long bomb pass, all the 2-ups, blah blah blah.
1, 2, 3, 4. You can make that
Yeah, you can
pass
do
pretty
this.
reliably. If you can grab the ball, hand over or pass to the witch elf, and the witch elf can then hand over.
I can't see the result.
There we go. Clearing some space.
Doing some damage.
Ooh, KO.
Yeah, it's big. Welcome to Blood Bowl.
Welcome to Blood Bowl.
Just Blood Bowl things.
Nice.
Punchy
Wow.
team.
Getting
Punchy
a lot of armor
team.
breaks here.
All right.
Let's make it happen.
I think I need a blitz.
No, you don't need a blitz.
Punchy
No,
team.
no!
You mad dog. Got the block.
All right. I've pretty much done everything I can do.
Alright, let's see.
Now you gotta go
up.
pick up the ball.
You up? No problem.
Alright. And now you gotta move as close to the witch elf as is reasonably possible. Now you gotta throw it to the witch elf.
3 up, 2 up.
3 up, 2 up. No sweat.
Yep.
Oh,
Alright.
William Murderface with the pass.
The witch elf can hand off to the blitzer.
Yeah. Move up a square.
Move up 1 square.
Yep.
Oh, and then.
So how do you do a handoff? Just hand it.
Click. Yeah, click on him.
Yep.
Yep. It's a 2-up
Two
to
up.
catch the handoff.
All right.
That's it. Here we go.
All right, 2 2-ups.
And he
Yosh!
ladies and gentlemen. Tie ball game.
Blade with the score and the cutthroat, which is not legal in the NFL. You get thrown out of a game for doing the cutthroat.
Blazer.
Blazer. Dodgeball. And we go into halftime.
Just like that.
So you can see these halftime. So it's a 4-up to get your KO'd people up. He got 1 out of them. Yep, still dead. So now I'm going into the half. I will be receiving, right? Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm going into the half receiving. I'm up a player right now because he's got 2 KO'd, and I mean it's pretty good. But now I'm going into this with a pretty good, in a pretty good position actually, from what would have been terrible, right? But I had to make a lot of aggressive moves, and you saw every one of those dice rolls. Any one of those could have been a turnover, and it's a completely different ballgame. Which is why just have fun with it. And now that the lawn is being mowed, I think that's enough for our tutorial. Any closing thoughts, or?
No, I mean that's Blood Bowl. I mean that's the basics of it. There's some decision making there, the showcase of some basic skills and how they interact with the game, and some turnovers and some conservative play, some risky play. I mean that's just Blood Bowl right there.
Yeah, you had at the end where I was kind of between 2 strategies, trying to do as much damage as possible and go for the snowball's chance. So if, say I don't score at the end of that, I fail any one of those dice rolls, I still come into it, he's up by 1, but he's down a player, you know?
Yep.
So you have some risk mitigation you can do, and then you have some, like, you have like a plan A, and it's not long before you're on like plan C with a plan CA and a plan C1 and a plan C2, you know? So it's a lot of fun, and this is, again, mechanically, this is the tabletop game. It's just the dice is being rolled obviously by the game, and the math is being done by them. So, thank you everybody. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Remember, the sign-up link will be down below here, down below this video. Watch the previous video if you want to know how to, like, make your team for the league. There's a ton of great resources. Both Frank and Brendan and obviously myself, all willing to help you out. Sign-ups close. When do they close, Brendan?
They close noon, August 16th, Central Time.
All right, so get those sign-ups in, get your practice games in, and we'll see you on the pitch. Take care, everybody.
Woo woo.